Hide your kids, hide your wives, miners are in your suburbs, miners are just down the road, miners in your own family, miners buying all of your GPUs, miners watching you poop. Miners are everywhere. There are probably more people doing it right now than ever before, including you, even if you don't think you are. Whether you're an active miner putting your PC to work for you, or a gamer who absolutely loathes everything about the whole affair, you might be mining sweet crypto for some random person or organization without even knowing it. That's right, we're gonna be taking a look at cryptojacking, or drive-by crypto mining if you prefer. Just how prevalent is it? How are we affected? Is it really all that bad, and do gamers' tears really taste better? Let's find out. First, for the most unfamiliar with the term, cryptojacking essentially refers to the act of utilizing someone else's system to mine cryptocurrency for you without their consent. This can be done in various ways, one of which includes bundling shady mining software along with legitimate software, the former of which mines in the background and sends all the profits straight to the uploader's wallet. While that method has been around for a while, there's another newer one that's really starting to gain traction. While viewing sites where one of these ads appears on, users' CPUs are tasked with mining cryptocurrencies, Monero in most cases, for whoever's wallet is specified. This usually happens without the explicit consent of the user. We've seen this method in action on a number of well-known sites already, like the Pirate Bay and Showtime. The former intentionally included mining script into its code, and then the latter declined to comment on the subject, but both sites have since removed the mining scripts. The craziness doesn't end there, however. No, this is the topic of today's video. Recently, YouTube was hit with similar CPU hijacking shenanigans. Ads delivered to YouTube users via Google's own DoubleClick ad service in various countries like Japan, France, Italy, Taiwan, and Spain included JavaScript mining codes that would utilize around 80% of a user's CPU to mine Monero. 80% CPU utilization from just leaving one tab open is absolutely insane. That sort of utilization can have a massive impact on your system's performance and responsiveness. What's even worse is at that kind of a workload, CPU temperatures tend to skyrocket. This can be a pretty big deal for anyone with inadequate CPU cooling solutions, like those found in many portable devices that can't handle the heat for prolonged periods of time. The majority of the aforementioned ads use Java code provided by CoinHive, which promotes the use of the miner to websites in order to profit from their users' CPU power, while CoinHive takes a 30% cut. It should be noted that CoinHive does recommend informing users that the code is running on the sites where it's used, which in this case that didn't actually happen. Similar to that method mentioned earlier, ads that attempted to dupe users into downloading fake antivirus software that secretly contained covert mining programs were also seen on this here video website. YouTube's take on this whole thing is that these ads are a relatively new form of abuse that violates our policies and one that we've been monitoring actively, and that the ads were blocked in less than 2 hours and the malicious actors were quickly removed from our platforms. The 2-hour claim is a strange one in my book, as users have reported seeing these ads for the duration of about a week. But whatever, at least they're gone now. But for how long? The sheer prevalence of these web-based crypto miners shows that whoever runs them can make a fair bit of profit, especially by targeting sites like YouTube that, one, get a crap ton of traffic, and two, usually keep that traffic on the website for longer stretches of time, generating much more profit for the aforementioned malicious actors. As long as that remains the case, cryptojacking via websites and ads are probably here to stay, at least for a little while. So what can you do about it? Well, one of the simplest ways to protect yourself from most of this is to use good third-party antivirus software, ideally one with the ability to screen the pages you visit for suspicious code. One of the first public reports of the mining code being embedded in a YouTube ad came from a tweet where a user's Avast software blocked the code before it got a hold of the user's CPU. Avast is far from the only antivirus software capable of doing this, and you'll need to do some research to see which one works best for your needs, but once installed, most decent antivirus programs should have you covered. However, there is the caveat that if you're mining on your system already and you disable the antivirus to recognize mining software because you don't want to interfere with your mining program, then it won't actually necessarily pick up on the ones that are coming through the ads, so that's a catch. But there's another way of reducing the chances of running into ads with embedded mining, and that's to use ad blocker on sites that you don't fully trust yet. And while it's extremely tempting to just blanket block each and every page you visit, it's a bit of a low blow to the sites you rely on or visit regularly, and if you guys all used ad blocker on this channel, we'd probably have to shut down. Many of those sites, and including our channel, rely on advertising to keep the lights on, so whitelisting them is the least that you can do, and thankfully here on YouTube, at least Google should be active on trying to make sure that these crypto mining ads don't actually come through, so please whitelist us. This brings me to a major point that I want to make in this video. Cryptojacking might not be all that bad. Whoa, 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 whoa. Put down the pitchforks and drown the torches. Of course, I'm not saying that random ads using up almost all of your CPU power for mining without even letting you know about it is a good thing. Those ads can go fly like 10 kites. I'm also not saying that websites that embed mining scripts into their code without disclosing it are in the clear, because they're not. Using anyone's computing power without their knowledge or consent is a massive violation of trust and just generally a crappy thing to do. But what if your favorite website decided to implement a similar mining system? One that doesn't use up as much of your CPU power, let's say 30% or so, and is fully disclosed just like those annoying we use cookie pop-ups. Would you continue to visit that site? Chances are your answer will be a big fat nope. After all, you're sending your hardware into the mines without getting much in return, right? Well, sure, you will be paid for the hard work your CPU will be doing, but there are many benefits to a system like this that might just make it all worthwhile for you and the site. The first and most obvious of these is that you'll be directly supporting the websites that you can't live without. The people who run and work on said websites deserve to be paid just like anyone else, and donating a portion of your CPU power to help them keep doing what they're doing seems like a fairly small price to pay, especially if it reduces the need for one of the internet's greatest annoyances. One of the few ways many sites manage to stay afloat is by bombarding their users with mountains of often entirely irrelevant advertisements. There's little doubt that if given the opportunity, site owners would choose not to do it, and something like this sort of mining system provides them with such an opportunity. It could also finally bring an end to the disease that is subscription-based paywalls that some publications have resorted to using for their content. If you're still unconvinced, imagine for a moment an internet with less clickbait. That's right, less black hole diving gone wrong, or less I almost died LOL, or less here in my garage, or less my PC ate my hamster, or even less Linus did what? Truly, the world would be a much better place. If websites started to adopt a drive-by mining-based model to earn the majority of its income, far less importance would be placed on drawing in clicks with ridiculous headlines and even more ridiculous content. Much more time could then be devoted to producing good, useful, insightful, and legitimately creative and entertaining content that keeps the consumers of that content engaged for longer periods of time. Visitors are enticed to stay on the site longer, and the longer they stay, the more profit the website stands to gain. Win-win, right? Well, yes and no. While the idea is a very interesting one that shouldn't be tossed aside entirely, I don't see it working out all that well right now. The damage has already been done and continues to be done. Thousands of less reputable sites are abusing the system by not declaring what they're doing and by taxing users' hardware far more than they should, which sours people's opinion of both the site and the practice. Convincing people to put their trust and faith in a similar, albeit less scammy system will be a monumental task indeed. And even if respected sites were able to sway the public's perception on the matter, there's no guarantee that they'll be able to earn enough of a profit from the drive-by mining to be sustainable. Cryptocurrencies and the mining of them are extremely volatile things. Monero might be profitable to mine right now because it's priced as high as it is and the difficulty of mining is still manageable, but that could change quicker than the moon in our office as soon as I start butchering a classic 90s ballad. I don't believe that anybody feels the way I do about you now. Sure, if something like that happened, it shouldn't be too hard to switch to mining a coin that's more profitable at the time, but then the cycle just kind of continues. The income generated by crypto mining in this way would fluctuate far too much to be reliable, and unreliable income isn't something most businesses can make work. I can also see it not being a very attractive deal on the side of the users either. Possibly risking the longevity of your CPU and taking a fairly sizable hit to performance in exchange for less ads and clickbait is something I'm betting not too many people will be comfortable making the decision with up front. There's too much that needs to happen in order for this sort of idea to work out well for all parties involved, but there's some real potential there, I think. I can hear some of your counterpoints through the ether right now saying that the average PC hardware just won't be a substantial amount of income based on the average user's PC, and that might be totally true. However, consider that typical ad rates on smaller websites aren't that great either. Getting less than $1 for every 1,000 people who visit your page isn't terribly uncommon. There's at least the potential that if you can engage those 1,000 people long enough with your content, you actually might be able to earn more than $1 because 1,000 views can come to over 3 straight days of mining if you have an average engagement of time of 5 minutes. But possible legitimate future implementation aside, cryptojacking is a problem right now, and it's getting worse, evidenced so perfectly by the whole YouTube situation. situation. All we can really do to mitigate its impact is to protect our systems by being careful with which sites we visit, by not falling for fake downloads, and ensuring that our security and browsing software is up to date. It doesn't have to be all bad news bears, and hopefully the cryptocurrency industry can get their act together to stop trying to violate people's trust in what is truly an amazing technical revolution. Hijacking people's computers to mine yourself some sweet coin only serves to lower the value of the coin in the long run, as the mainstream rejects the blockchain as it becomes connected with the lechery of the other side of the internet. Crypto has already pissed off gamers. It would be even more devastating if this went mainstream and ruined the entire public's perception of cryptocurrencies. But what do you all think? Do you think there can be a future in lending websites some of your mining power in exchange for no ads? Are you just waiting for all of this blockchain nonsense to go away? Have you been a victim of this? Let me know either down in the comments or over on Twitter. I am at UFDisciple. Be sure to smash that like button if this story about YouTube mining your PC was interesting at all to you. Get subscribed to stay up to date on all of our tech-related content. I am Brett with the UFD Tech channel. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Cheers. And all the roads that lead us there are winding. And all the lights that lead us there are blinding. There are many things that I would like to say to you, but I don't know how. Because maybe you're gonna be my baby.